anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the U.S. diving Olympic trials, recap of Day 1 and Day 2, and now we're going to talk about the student athletes in the U.S. track and field Olympic trials, which will take place the 21st to the 30th in Eugene, Oregon. I'm literally counting down the days. It is going to be taking place tomorrow. I just realized the 21st is tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. I've been waiting for this trials. The gymnastics and track and field ones, I don't know why, but I'm waiting for them to happen. So in this segment, we're going to be spotlighting the student athletes that are competing in the trials because they are so insanely impressive. In yesterday's show, we talked about some student athletes in the track and field trials, and the people we talked about were Jada Mays, Zaya Holman, Rosaline Effion, Elia Butler, Michaela Rose, Grace Stark, Jasmine Jones, Rachel Glenn, Jenna Rogers, Sophia Beckman, Jada Ross, and Veronica Fraley. And then in the previous episode, we talked about some other ones. We talked about 4, and I'm just Jada Ross. We talk about Jada Ross yesterday? Oh, we did talk about Jada Ross yesterday. Well, we talked about Parker Valby and Jaisa Sears and Mackenzie Long. I know we talked about those 3. That is all I can think about on the top of my head. But Parker Valby and Mackenzie Long are my favorites going into the trials. So we're going to be continuing our conversation and begin talking about the student athletes. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we're going to be starting with JaMeesia Ford. Okay, she's from the University of South Carolina, and she'll be competing in the 200 meters. Her personal best is 22.08 seconds. She finished in second in the 200 meters in the NCAA D1 Track and Field Championships this month, and the person that beat her was Mackenzie Long. Ford got her personal best at this meet, so she's on a good track right now. Looking at the personal best of people in this heat at the trials, Ford seems to not be at an advantage. She has one of the faster times, but it isn't in the top 3. And that is a bit concerning considering that they're only the top 2 finishers in the trials qualify for the... Oh, wait, no, it's the top 3 finishers qualify for the trials. The top 3 finishers in the trials qualify for the Olympics. So considering that her times isn't in the top 3 is a bit concerning. But I don't think she'll be one of the top 2 finishers. You have to consider the other competition she has in the heat. You have Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri Richardson, Tamari Clark, and Mackenzie Long competing in this event. So that's some tough competition right there. Ford will also be competing in the 400-meter dash, and her personal best is 50.81 seconds. And it is unfortunately not one of the fastest in the heat. So I don't think she'll be qualifying for the Olympics in that race. But she does have more of a chance to qualify for the Olympics in the 200-meter dash. Juliette Whittaker from Stanford University will be competing in the 800 meters. Her personal best is 1 minute 59.53 seconds. She actually finished first in the finals of the D1 championship, so she's on a roll right now. But the situation for her is sort of the same for Ford, where the competition in the heat is so tough, and her time is not one of the top 3. Her time is right in the middle, but there's so much competition. Athlete Mu has the fastest personal best time in the 800 meters in the trials heat. And I have a lot of confidence that Mu will easily make it to the Olympics. I don't think that Whittaker will be able to qualify for the Olympics in this race, but I still think she has that potential to be in the Olympics, and we could definitely see her in the 2028 Olympics. Dajaz Defrand from Florida State University will be competing in the 100-meter dash, and her personal best is sort of right in the middle of the heat. Her personal best is actually tied with Tamari Davis and Melissa Jefferson at 10.94 seconds. She actually did not do so well in the D1 championships as she didn't qualify to the finals because her time and placement was above the top 10 in the prelims. I don't think that Defrand is going to be able to make it to the Olympics, but I think she will definitely surprise people and will still be a great competitor to watch. Rayniah Jones from the University of Central Florida will be competing in the 100-meter hurdles. She finished in third in the D1 championships. Grace Stark finished in first, and we talked about her yesterday, and I don't think that Stark could make it to the Olympics compared to the personal best times of the other people in the trials. And pretty much the same thing goes for Jones. Jones has a slower time than Stark, so knowing that, I am not totally sure if Jones has the ability to finish first or second in the event, or maybe third. I think Stark has more of a chance of finishing in the top 3 in the event. Still, I do think Jones has the Olympic potential and would be great competition in the 2028 Olympics if she continues on this path. Akala Garrett from UT Austin will be competing in the 400-meter hurdles. She has one of the fastest times in the heat, but not the top 5. So I don't think she has a great chance to make it to the Olympics. But I think she's going to be fierce competition for a lot of the other student athletes in the heat that have faster times, like Rachel Glenn and Jasmine Jones. She got 4th in the 400-meter hurdles in the D1 championships, right behind Glenn. So I think it'll be interesting to see in the trials if Garrett is right on her tail there too. Lexi Halliday from BYU will be competing in the 3,000 steeplechase. This is interesting because not many student athletes compete in this race. I'm really rooting for her, but unfortunately she doesn't have one of the fastest times in the heat. Still, I think she could surprise people and be fierce competition for some people in the heat, like Marissa Howard and Logan Jolly. In the women's high jump, there is a lot of competition from the student athletes. We talked about Rachel Glenn yesterday, and she's leading in that event, but also there's some other competition with Emma Gates from the University of Arizona. Her personal best is 1.88 meters, and I think she's got a chance of making it to the Olympics. Field events can also be super, super, super close, so I think Gates has a great chance of getting 1st and 2nd place. Even if Gates isn't able to qualify for the Olympics, she's going to be really good competition for Rachel Glenn and Jenna Rogers. Chloe Timberg from Rutgers University will be competing in the pole vault. Her personal best is really strong, reaching 4.71 meters, and she got this personal best at the D1 championships. She's on a roll right now, and I think she's got a strong chance of making it to the Olympics. Her biggest competition is Katie Nigoet, Bridget Williams, and Sandy Morris. I think she's got a good chance of beating Sandy Morris and Bridget Williams, to be honest. Madelyn Harris from the University of Nebraska is competing in the javelin throw and has the 3rd best personal best in the trials heat. Her personal best is 60.73 meters, but the top 2 personal bests are a lot higher than Harris's. Maggie Malone is at 1st at 65 meters, and Kara Winger is at 2nd at 63.22 meters. Like I said earlier, field events can be super close, and little things have an impact on people's performances. Those 2 competitors may not be able to reach near their personal best, giving Harris a chance to take the 2nd or even 1st place spot. I think she's going to be fierce competition for the 2 of them and has a good chance to make it to the Olympics. She definitely could be in the 3rd place position as well, but she has to worry about the people that are in like the 4th and 5th spot in the heat right now, who are very close competition to her. Tamara Chapman from Texas A&M University will be competing in the heptathon. Anna Hall is in 1st with her personal best in this heat. Michelle Eartherly is in 2nd, and Chari Hawkins is in 3rd. So that leaves Chapman in 4th. I think Chapman has the potential to beset Hawkins and Atherley, and hopefully she will be able to make the Olympics. I think she has a chance to definitely beat them. But the competition in this heat is very, very tough. And given this is very much a different type of event, I think will be very interesting to watch. So I recommend watching this event for sure. Okay, so that concludes our show for today. I also realized that I did not go over one little thing. I typically go over the tipping and donating in the 2nd segment or 3rd segment, and I forgot to do that today. So I just wanted to say again that if you want to be a part of our show, to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. We really do appreciate your support. I really appreciate your support. I would like to be able to buy groceries and everything, so I would really appreciate it. Also, it really does help the show too. It builds the show, builds character in the show as well. Anyway, I'm just like talking right now. Yeah, so please tip and donate. We would really appreciate it. It means a lot to us. Your support means a lot to us, guys. Anyway, that concludes the show today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, presented to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and our YouTube channels for more updates and content. We do YouTube shorts on our YouTube channel, GSMC Sports Podcast. Yes. And GSMC Sports Network, our YouTube channels. So go check those out if you like some 60-second updates. And the Hoops and Heels one, if you're interested in learning more about women's sports, that will be in the GSMC Sports Network YouTube channel. Thank you guys once again. Have a wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to